Um, well, obviously the first half wasn't what we intended it to be, and what the plan was. We didn't get our out of possession game right, and what the plan was wasn't quite delivered, and because of that we couldn't get our in possession game going. So we were too deep. We gave up too much territory, and against a team like Spurs, then they will. You give them too much chance to create chances, and that's what they did with the goal. We showed some images half time about how we could get the press better and just be a bit more aggressive and play with a bit more intent without the ball. We did that brilliantly, and then the in possession game improved as well, and I thought we were good for the equaliser, and if anything I thought we were going to get a second, and I don't wish an injury like Bentancur's. I don't wish it on anybody, but in terms of the momentum in the game, it killed it for us. And we had to try and get going again. So I will look at the first half as much as the second half, because that's my job. Because I won't walk out of here thinking, that was good second half, we'll be all right. I'll be thinking, why wasn't the first half as it should be? But I think that we've got to say that there's a lot of Premier League debuts. There's a lot of club debuts. I think every team's in this situation, but there's loads of teams with players that are not quite up to speed physically, just because of how the calendar is these days. And you see that, I watched a lot of Premier League games on the weekend, and you could see some tired legs and some tired performances and changes at certain times in games. And we were the same, and I'm sure Spurs were as well. So there's a lot of things going on, and I think because of all of that, and we played poorly against Lens last week, which was on me really because of the team I picked, because we were still managing minutes and stuff like that. There must have been a bit of nerves and anxiety, and that's okay, So to get that out the way, to do what we did in the second half, really good atmosphere. Supporters, didn't show any frustration, although they probably felt it in the first half. Responded to the team's improved performance second half, and became a really difficult place for any opponent to play in. And I personally felt Spurs would have felt that second half. And it's not a win, but it's a point. We're up and running, but it's more than just a half decent result. I think it helps with the confidence and belief as well.
Jamie, I know you said before the match that he pushed for it to come back. Did you have any doubts over that? He's not played in it.
I think if the game was yesterday or Saturday, for sure he wouldn't have played. So there was no mind games or lies going on, if you like, and saying that. I think the press conference was last Friday, was it? I wasn't lying in the press conference. I have done that before, but I wasn't this time. But he just wasn't sitting right with him that we were, he's the main man here, isn't he? We want to continue for him to be that guy. But it just wasn't sitting right with him that we were coming into this game. Didn't have a fit senior striker because Patson Daka has had an operation. He's out for 3 months as well. And he was feeling okay in his rehab, so he came to see him. He declared himself fit, so go play, boy. No problem. Yeah. Yeah. Talented young guy and grateful, happy to give him the opportunity. And I think he showed some really good bits tonight. But he's one of them players I was talking about that isn't up to speed physically yet, and he could see him sort of fading a little bit when on the change. But he'll be really, he'll really benefit from tonight, not just in terms of how he played and being in his new home for the year and feeling the atmosphere, but also getting some well-earned minutes and Premier League minutes as well. So yeah, really good, but wasn't on his own. Thought everybody, really committed to what we wanted second half, and we looked a half-decent team.
What's Jamie capable of this season at his age?
Well, I think he's trained for the best part of 2 weeks, got injured, trained once and played. So I don't know is the answer what he's capable of his age. For sure, he's not normal in terms of what he can still produce at his age and the athlete that he still is, and still hitting high speeds in tests on first day of pre-season and fitness levels, and he's right up there, in the top category. There's no doubt about that. And hungry, motivated, all the experience. So we're just, and me particularly, just really going to work strong with him in having the right program, respecting his body and what he feels is right for him and his preparation. And if we do that, then I feel we'll be able to, to get more moments like tonight out of him. And he's the main man here for sure, and I want that to continue. John. Yeah. I thought second half, and to be fair, even first half, there could have been a bit of frustration, couldn't there? Maybe that it was felt, but it definitely wasn't heard or shown. I think any opponent will find it difficult to play in an atmosphere and the way we played in the second half. Yeah, and we've got to sort of understand that and recreate as much as we can, everybody.
This club's always been known as like the underdog status. It's not always flourished under that. That's something you hope can continue.
Well, I think, yeah, for sure. Yes, is the answer, John. It's just how we do it, and the step, in my opinion, you guys will have a view, from the Championship to the Premier League, is the biggest in domestic world football. Everything changes. And we've really got to get the balance right from some brilliant stuff that the guys did last year, but tailor it into what's required to succeed this year, and that's on me and the players, and we're in agreement of what that looks like, and saw bits of it tonight. And more importantly, to me, some bits when it wasn't right as well, because that's how we get better and that's how we learn. So, it's a point. It's not a win. It's a decent result for sure. But it was deeper than that for me, and some of the other returns that we got from the game as well. But we've got to get back to the training ground tomorrow and get ready for Fulham now.
So, Ollie Skip, you signed today. What role do you see him?
Well, great to sign, and I think talking about the step from the Championship to the Premier League, it's normal to strengthen the squad. I repeat, boys did brilliant last year, and we want to. I said to them before the game, we want to honour what you did last year. I reminded them of that. It's amazing. But to honour it for the season, we have to strengthen the team and squad. And Ollie offers a strength now, a different profile in midfield. We've intended, and we have to bring in more players before the end of the window. Hopefully this week before Fulham, at the top end of the pitch, so we can have more variety, more strength and depth there. Because this league is brutal, and you have to be able to have a more than competitive starting team, and also when you make the change, you see the subs at Spurs, and that Spurs are a top end team, vying for, the whatever's available at the top end of the league. But you saw some of them subs come on today, and it's a reminder of that's what the game is now. It's about a squad. It's about 5 changes, and the impact that them changes can have on a game.
Yeah, because you had spoken previously about wanting an attacking side. It's just that bringing in someone like Ollie Skip wasn't like a change of transfer.
No. There's no particular order on. I've been really clear with the club about what I feel the team's needed from even before I accepted the job, and that hasn't changed. The order of how players come in, we were that close to 2 attacking players last week. I was certain it was going to happen. So that would have been last week, and so there's no particular order in how these guys come in terms of positions. But what is for sure, by the time the window closes, certain areas we hope to be stronger for the strength and depth than where we are at this moment in time.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Safe journey on. Thank you.